Pretty
Ask him after. Just speak to him after.
I drew man. The whole thing.
Just ask him.
We can get in contact with you from up here. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
You want the email?
No.
You work with computer?
No.
Yeah, man. You work with computer, man.
Say about computer.
Some computer. I'm my manager, that's enough. Anywhere that the world me go, and that make me rich. We don't know nobody who sent for me until we reach the airport. All the transaction and everything go through computer. You give me
enough man to them burn computer, part time man, like this and wait. Yeah.
Burn aeroplane too.
Yeah.
Me fly come here.
So you say burn aeroplane?
No, me say, let them burn aeroplane too because me fly come here. And I know some idiot go. Me sit up so. To save 9 hours I reach here.
British Airways?
Eh?
British Airways?
Anyone that we them.
No matter why it's
No
a
matter why is it reach me here safe. That I can talk no bridge with them.
The customer get a proper dig down jack.
Sometimes.
Green.
No, I'm it's green.
Color.
Eh? They're not trouble if you come in color. If you come in color with them, not trouble.
You know you're not trouble with the green, say, but custom say them
You
say
think
you're
me a
trouble
madman?
with the green.
And the book they are read at the moment.
No, sister just give me the book. But you know, so me I come through airport and then everybody have to take out them shoes.
You don't take off your shoes long time.
And when we go through them say, sir, you left your shoes.
You just say you can't have it, you can't take it.
Yes,
Confusion
in a room.
China was the museum people say you're not foreign barefoot.
Confusion in a room. Confusion. You know, if I feel like crash, you're forcing them to take off your shoes.
Why is that, yes?
Because if you run your shoes and eat up in all the
What's your number and I'll call you?
Take off your shoes.
Oh, just like when
You cannot imagine that.
Like when the police arrest him to take off his shoes.
Men and people confused. You think them not confused?
078.
Rome?
Wicked place.
Them set laws fair and then block it themselves and then you block it to us. You're unlawful.
Yeah,
I gotta go call you now.
Because I have a computer thing, so me listen to.
Rome is a terrible place, man.
Muta, I have a song named 3 Against 1, you know.
Yeah, terrible thing now.
You can't wait till you hear it.
Well,
Give me the email address so I can stay up here and tune in, Brian.
No.
You gotta go to IRFM.
IRFM, no, me have nothing to do with that, you know.
Oh.
IRFM. IRFM.net.
Bob Clark still an occupant his Sunday job.
Yeah, man. But you have to pay $7 for it, though.
Yeah, man, we start it now. Some Muta.
You know, you look like I'm already sort out those things going on. But like your vibe, you look like I'm already sort out those things. Even though you know you're the black and white thing.
You agree with the 3 Against 1?
Huh?
You not agree?
Well, you might tune him 10 against 1, you know. You might have tune him.
Well,
God and Campbell 10 against 1.
well, now what you want to say? For the dying bed, left mama pregnant. 6 months later, she can't get medical. 48 months later, her child a infant. What is going on the richest continent? How could this be? Something is wrong. China.
So we find a record.
Yeah, I'm here to put it.
So you recorded it?
You recorded it.
That one is so better.
How do I pronounce your name, brother?
Yes, yes.
No.
Yeah, man, that one is so better.
Yes, sir.
Except.
Assad Selassie. Are you hiding so?
Yes, I. You know, passport, son.
They are just print them.
Yes, correct.
Your passport.
Okay then. Take care. Take care. See you soon.
Like, what I spell conquering still.
Blessed King.
Yes, Rastafari. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, yeah, I tune them.
No, I'm not able to tune it.
So now you're tune them there, so.
No,
You know, you sing a wicked tune a while ago, man. No, man, I'll play them, man. I'll play them, man. I'll play them. Yeah, man, every time, man. You have the email, right? You have the email. Yeah, man. Definitely. Rastafari, that's it, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, some man say them born email and
Born who?
email.
And she made him deal with.
You're on about Taurus Riley. Taurus Riley.
Rastafari. Yes, my lad. Yeah, man.
Taurus Riley saying that the email.
Yeah, she one. Email. No, it's just a way for you to go around the language, you know. Sometimes we do them things that you know, like we don't deal with down pressure, up pressure, we deal with down pressure, you know, them kind of way.
I like the idea use two, though.
Use what?
Two.
If I use two?
Yeah, like number
Give me $200 just to take it.
Yeah, that's what man says.
Yeah, that's Beanie Man says that, innit? He doesn't count to number 2.
Idiot. Give me $2, I said to you.
I'm not doing this, man.
£2. Give me £2, I said to you.
I ever teach a youth because you're
It's a talk, you know. It's a talk, you understand? Man just bring up things as him go on because, you know, slang and you can't watch them things. No, I'm not show for Gandhi. Keep show though, keep show about phone more. Keep show. You know man, them man. It's well up to date, man.
15, man.
Eh?
15, man. My place Luton come from, man.
What Spanish though?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. You know a lot of people like you, they're from California. If you today California, you know, I'm seeing come and Jamaica.
Before I use the bus, you would have a bricks and walk up and down the studio there.
And nobody now check for you.
Nobody now check for you, but that's who know.
Everybody have a story. And that nearly full of talk about, you might say there's 10 things
All the
that all of it come true. No care what we are going with. White supremacy grab 10 of them. And we have to examine in our self, you know, because we have to go in our self, you know, which one of them 10 there? Me fall under. And how you have to come out of that now?
What was those 10 things?
10 full, nearly full.
Yeah. I haven't gone through his book yet. I've got some of his CDs. I haven't even had a chance to
No,
go through
man,
them.
read the book, man. Read the book. Very important book.
So what's the 10 things he's talking about that we've all gone through?
Entertainment,
Yeah.
sex,
war, history,
war, religion,
Economic.
economic. If tell them what
I just say like, unless you understand white supremacy,
it don't make no sense.
everything else
Exactly,
I want to book them.
that's why that you was having that debate.
Isn't that what Amos Wilson was saying all along? Amos Wilson was saying the same thing. Amos Wilson was saying, yeah man.
The reference in the Bible, the reference favorable.
You see, when nearly full of tell us why right now, white supremacy use a logic. When we keep using to define ourselves. And we have to come out of that, and only way we can come out of that is we understand these 10 things and see how, which one of these 10, even if not all, but there's some aspect of that.
That's what
dominate our vibe. And we have to come out of it.
Amos Wilson described it as a spirit and possession.
Yes,
Yes, yeah.
I say,
Yeah,
all
man.
the people know, you want some rata to read them book there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have some rata to read them book there. If somebody know Isaiah, Jeremiah,
Them take them to read.
Brother, spiritual independence.
yeah, man, you want to read Amos Wilson, Niam Akbar, and all this, man. You know, Ben Buchanan, Shekan Diab. These
But
black
because they
people are right with this shit.
don't overstand Kemet, because you see the statues them now, them feast of the Egyptians used to worship the statues.
Yeah.
Look how much statue we have over America and England. And nobody now about them before. None of them
No, but
statues there.
it's the way we've been programmed to think.
Exactly,
We do
that's
those
all.
things.
Right.
White
White
people,
people, but them are doing the
They
same
might
thing,
use
you
the
know.
Bible for
Them are
making
doing
it,
exactly the same thing when you study them.
Yeah.
You understand me? Them come from a lineage which have acknowledged enough gods.
Yeah.
And they must say we know have many gods, and them first come forward.
Yeah,
with the
but
concept of the one.
because they didn't understand the concepts that we had as representations of the creator and different aspects like the Netaru, but they took certain things literally.
No, that's the lie.
Exactly.
No, that's the lie. Their history shows you they've been through the same process, so they must know it. But they use it to fool with. Okay, you understand by saying them first come with this one thing.
When you have
the match, they go and say it's acconated.
Remember, them at school them teach me, you know, the first civilization for them was the Greeks. And the Greeks, right, also had many gods.
farmers, it's poor
So
farmers.
it's not new to them.
Pythagoras, 22 years in Kemet. Plato, 13 years in Kemet. Socrates, 10 years in Kemet. All of them were there to learn, you know? Muhammad was there to learn.
But you have to remember why they killed Socrates. Remember why they killed him?
Rome started
Corrupting their minds and morals. Okay, because he was teaching them African concepts through the ideology what he was teaching them, and that's why them killed
But
him.
they didn't hide it. Plato didn't hide it in his books.
But Plato does copy everything Socrates.
Well, see that, but they didn't hide it. So when you look on, remember there was three popes, three black emperors. So at a certain time, you know, so they're using this discrimination, this racism, right, which as a tool. You know what I mean? For all we down.
To maintain power.
You know,
it's not even to hold it, to keep what they already have. But it's just to keep what they already have.
They use
It's a
terminology.
fantastic system.
They use terminology. Can you see this word modern? And that are the stride for
who survive.
Modern. What does it mean?
Modern.
Yeah.
And
What does modern mean?
now we
just means whatever they do.
we're ready and we're not ready. So we need to
And then it kind of, when you use a term like this is the modern way of doing things, it's like the old way and you use our and it could have been much better.
Yeah, it's like, we need to go back to our ancestral values.
That's right.
We can't go back to Africa with a set of European values.
You know what I
Makes sense. Relax, man. You just bring it back down
You
there.
have to think on another level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You have to go outside after them things.
Alright.
That's why it's very difficult. We don't know, some people come here and look at the thing not from a Rastafari perspective.
We can't look at it like
but from a man who will look at the logic of the thing. When a man say Haile Selassie, I'm not dealing with Haile Selassie, I'm talking about the Bible. Not about Haile Selassie from an ancient Kemetic understanding of all the pharaohs and how black people used to look at the pharaoh. And what the pharaoh have to offer to the people and how the people reciprocate and offer to the pharaoh. See, so when the pharaoh is good to the people them deify.
Absolutely.
Not in religious perspective, but in the manner to say this is a divine entity.
True.
He's the one who represents earth. But him still have the Nile there, you know. When man give praise to him, because the Nile give water and he have to talk and drink everything. But him still look on the pharaoh as that totality, that defining existence.
When it define the whole people, innit? Him so everything.
When I look on Haile Selassie in that way there, you know, it can't confuse I. But it's very difficult to show a man Haile Selassie in that way.
Yeah.
If him hold on from the God in
Serious.
See, can we keep telling him Haile Selassie is God, you know? Remember, equate it with some supernatural.
True.
And not knowing, say, but the Haile Selassie as supreme is not a unique thing to Rasta.
No.
But it's a come from an ancient understanding of Akhenaten and how I and I used to look on the pharaohs and create gods. Because man create God, you know. Because a man create God.
Goes back to the Twar.
Man, a man create God.
You know, another thing too, you know, back then, right? When you look up in the heavens, right? He said, what we're really saying is that as below, so
that's maybe the place.
So we know actual what we perceive, the motion of the universe and what's going on out there.
In that
right there,
word.
yeah, bring it down.
We could have created Marcus in that light as a God.
Yeah, we could have created it, but we never do it. You see, we never do it because we don't respond now to a situation in a Jamaica. And what we say black people, you know, and choose have a man now, we predate the Rastafari movement named Marcus Garvey, you know. And when we did respond to all Marcus Garvey thinking too. Because even though Marcus Garvey was a Christian, you know, Marcus Garvey still recognized that the black man need some kingdom and some king, some redeemer.
Like
to drive out of this thing. And it's really Leonard how we respond to that thing, you know, and say, but yeah, 1930, this man a grown. And him, we are call up and you know, we're not busy about King Edward. See our king here, so now, Edward's idea wasn't to bring Haile Selassie into a Jesus concept, you know. He was to bring Haile Selassie into a redemptive element for the black people.
Yeah, man.
Because I remember saying, them man that talk about white people are devil and them something there, you know. Edward, when Leonard Owen, that talk about white people are devil, you are really old people and they promise you, where the man the right, you know. The man they create them own Bible. The man they create them own Bible and show you, say, what you know. Haile Selassie is the redeemer, you know. White people, white supremacy, devil, him have to go, you know, see. So in all of them thinking there, and we are look on it now and say, but wait, this is a reality as well, you know. We need that ancient understanding that Kemet and Ethiopia was never without that king or an emperor. But we keep validating it through this Jewish. It's not that these things are not African, but that is just the periphery of African thinking. Israel and, you know, we're happening in Egypt, if it did happen. It's peripheral thinking. We have to talk about something now where it sustain itself and maintain itself as African tradition, African heritage. And we have to go in and keep it, go view it that way there. You know, see it. And at this, so now we are carrying, even in Jamaica now, me and them have conflict both and we have a thing where we do plan a brother new program named Ian Boy in there.
Yes.
A serious thing, but even within that thinking now, you know, we are trying to show the virgin them say, watch out now.
Yeah, we know what we that do over the years, you know. But I could see if what we are saying can survive. Because if we keep doing that, it never survive.
Yeah.
Because Judeo-Christian concept will never survive in the African perspective. We have to look further than Jewish concept. We have to go in a Kemet, Ethiopia. We have to talk about root, you know. We have to talk about branch, you know. And all of them things is peripheral.
Yes.
So if we have to talk about the root.
Origin, wait.
Yeah, man. So we have to go right in the Ethiopia now and we have to look and a drop. When the Ethiopians there, they accept as spirituality, as consciousness. And we are saying that the emperor was the nucleus that the country and that the people there revolve around. And it's that we have to go forward. It's that we go forward. We keep on validating through this little blood clot for forever every day. You know, see, when we didn't have an ancient understanding of the thing. You know, see, we can't keep validating all this last week with Jesus and to David line and all that. It's not true, you know. But it's not going to survive in the essence and the reality. Yeah, you know, but Jesus, we have to go and recognize.
But he was.
That's all.
Yeah, but he had the speak. He had the both.
Yes. Because that's what.
Remember, he had the both.
When you say
I can only just have a spiritual, but the others are coming in and just there praying and everything.
when you say you need them both,
that's what we can work with.
I used to have to fly and plane. Enough to ripe and thunder. That's Zeus. That's Zeus and Thor. Greek gods. When they go Thor and Neptune. Neptune and Hercules and all them blood fasting. I used to say a real man. The Pharaohs was real.
Yes.
We make gods and we destroy gods. We create gods and we eliminate gods. It's a study, you know. Because the supernatural thing that is divine in man is where the sun, where the Egyptians them used to say, Ra, sun Ra.
the energy.
If it's not the sun, no exists for earth.
That's what I'm saying.
All you never talk about Jesus. Jesus dead and gone, the sun still exists.
No,
the sun never come too near to us.
But do you understand
You
this?
see the movie where the sun come too near to the earth rather than every man above up.
Alright, but do you understand
No,
this?
Jesus said dead and gone because I never live. It never exists.
Hey, no, but you see this something we are taught this up. The winter solstice is December the 25th, you know, midwinter's day. And it was the rebirth of the sun. S-O-N sun. Not S-O-N sun.
And everybody started to know that now. I feel everybody started to realize that.
No, it's fine, and it comes again. It started to revitalize and start
And it's so long
and then change it to S-O-N sun.
It's so long like
S-U-N at the top.
Yeah, and S-O-N we know.
About 1700 years, I'm going to tell you this last glad lie. I look how long it takes for pictures. I'm going to tell you what they say the piece until your life from so long. It's a lie. No man, no bad, anybody say by the sun and the sky. It's just simple. So if that is a lie, which is the center of them old belief.
So that means the most like supposed to be like.
But we check all Easter and Shepherd that are a lie.
You know all of them. When they come to man like that, you know that.
I'm going to say Jesus didn't really exist too.
Muta.
Because I've got a question all that too.
Ras, they have enough DVD and we have some things because there's many analysts where we are looking at. And man, that's so because even how it have books for everybody, so it's just for the people them to take up. But
yes.
To make people move behind. Because you know you can't move a man and him have to move himself.
Yeah.
You get my deal? Because no matter how you are going to tell a man, just example. A man, we sit down there so, and if I say, this is so. If you never see it today, you'll never see it.
Yeah, but you can show him something similar, you know, because as I said, the Jesus thing is just a distortion of Heru from Outer Kemet, you know, and that story then you can see. And all it is just an example of what man can be, you know.
But I don't know if it's just, you know, it's more than just, you know.
A distortion.
It's not only a distortion, you know. It's not only a distortion, you know, because when a man, there's no way a man don't know about Heru and thing and know about Jesus and come to Heru, you know. So it's not a distortion. It's a total systematic wipeout of an ancient understanding of life. Because if you just accept Jesus and a man bring Heru to you,
you're
going to look out and say, what kind of paganistic thing that you're talking about? That Jesus ever work like the man this man.
That is if you have this blind faith, because you apply a logical mind, you feel that this is Jesus.
Jesus
you
is a blind
understand me?
faith.
This comes first.
Should we start using them? Should we start using Heru?
Yeah.
Some of us are sick.
And
so
I
what
said
is
in our prayers,
Usi supposed to bind?
Continue with
You get that?
You
can't wait
How
for
do
the
we
rest
use
of the
it?
song.
Can we say, who am I? We'll see.
Usi bind. Do the work.
Me not pray.
Let's do
When me
it.
a pray for.
That's all me I say. You know, let's.
Because most people are praying, I pray to make something. I pray God to make God.
No.
I
Another people.
pray like this, I don't worship I little lot. I praise Him.
Because you know yourself.
But if you go worship, no, what is worship? You know, where I pray to somebody for do. Where
We need to love each other,
What is this?
honor each other, respect each other, and build each
Yeah,
other.
but when I say, for instance, when the Pharaoh put himself in the tomb,
We don't
and
need
he said,
separate
"We come
lines,
back
man.
and
This is why me
and carry all the servant and all that, they don't come back." After 5,000-6,000 years, you know, so no evidence.
Well, that's
of no
what I was
Pharaoh
trying to
come
say
back.
about the concept of God.
So that is it.
You know,
That whole thinking of
across all
coming back.
religions.
So preserving your body.
core and nucleus of
Like
it is all
one
the
day
same.
in
They
the
must
middle
start with
world.
this truth, justice, righteousness,
After you
love
get
thing.
weird.
All right,
But
that's
is
something.
it about the spirit though, and that the body is just a
No,
vehicle?
but preserve the body and
Now
the
work with
them that go with them to come forward and
Yeah,
to preserve the body.
Yeah.
Because that is the thinking. You see, because there's a thing we call afterlife.
But you have that in a lot of African systems though, the whole idea of afterlife, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but
It's
the
not just a...
blood clotting in Africa we can't work with neither. Because most Africans have blood bad meat. And we can't work with the eating of meat neither. You know, see, there's a whole heap of thing African do where we never work with. And a whole heap of them thing there make white people got it. Me they have blood bad, Alan and a man tell me, say, boy, Mutabaruka, you see the kind of work that you do. We have things that you can put on your body and you don't get bullets. No bullets penetrate your skin. I said, then why the blood clot never use us when the white man comes? Blood clot.
I can't give it a dictator them with that, yeah.
And how can we know about one man now we're supposed to be this real Senegalese doctor? And it was like minus 80 degrees below 0 centigrade in Holland. And when me and my brother step in my house to ask lad, now we have come out back and realize we never come up commander with our shoes. The man bow down in front of me to blow him, but I will have my foot, so I will have my ready foot and start go like the man worship. And I say, so no make God know. I'm not sure now because what you know. It's a whole heap of things me hear. Me hear malado me of the water and the spirit. Me hear the man they are lecturing at our in Africa, man change from animal to human being. From human being to animal.
Yes, yeah.
And me I say, alright, you must not African a blood clot because me don't
Yeah,
accept that
The
blood.
reptilian thing with them are going with.
Me don't accept that. Say man a change. Nature work in nature, man. Nature don't work outside of itself, man. And you can't tell me say Africans have a power. Me going at the deepest part of the Cameroons, man. Me going at the deepest part of any blood clot place in Africa. And I am still yet to see these supernatural things that them say African possess. More than say them get into certain trance with themselves.
Okay, and trouble.
And become part of something other than themselves. And claim say something outside of themselves, get hold of them. So them give it up to the ancestors' spirit. So a man now, he have a function and he take the biggest and fattest goat and just slit the neck and drain out the blood and throw it on the ground and say, I fight up to the ancestors. And then they give you now egg and this and this, mix it up and a pass it down there. And I say, no, me don't know that. You don't work with that African people. So I don't know if I'm African. Because I don't know them things there. So I go at 80 in a voodoo ceremony. And at the voodoo ceremony, it's mostly the woman them actually, you see look like them getting at the spirit and the spirit take hold of them and them
Always.
Yeah, I don't think they have. Them have the rum. And them put rum and spit out the rum. And them have the chicken and cut out the neck of the chicken and this and that. We couldn't work with that.
Alright, put that aside, but what about
And then you that side, you know, we not work with no side nothing, you know. That's a data it, we not
Now,
work
ask you a
with that.
question now, just trance.
What
Is
the
there
trance?
is there
People
a
getting a trance all the
meaning
while.
for trance?
People getting a trance all the while, man.
Yeah.
Me I read poem already and get myself, man, and just
Yeah.
start to just express myself, man. That time I can't forget nothing time I get another way there. You say artists all the while getting at them thing on stage, man. But when me I say, there is there is African thinkings that I personally not subscribe to. Because I don't see how that relevant I can work with.
But I don't do anything I draw blood in
You see, when a man take off a chicken neck and sprinkle the blood, and Peter Tash used to do that rascal, you know. Yeah, he used to do that and sprinkle blood around in Fort and in house and yeah, because I'm going to Nigeria. I'm going to Nigeria and make man tell him all type of things because of Africa and all these things, you see. And when you're in your house, you're going on your house, you must sprinkle rum in there.
But that die hard long time in the muta.
African retention, African retention, what may I say? I don't see the relevance of it in at this time, yeah. Because when I look on the outcome of these things, I don't see it make Africans better off. As a matter of fact, into that retention, Africa is not in a better position in the earth right now because of these things. All we cannot give it up to is cultural, ritual practices. And right now, if cultural and ritual practices can help you to sustain and to beat down white supremacy, because that should have been our purpose right now. Get rid of blood-clad white supremacy and up advance, we say. That can only go down as African retentions. You know, like where we see in Jamaica now, where a man. We prefer the Obia man than the voodoo man, you know. Because he's the Obia man do something to blood-clad you. You know, see it? And then do something to you. I mean, say, Obia is a terrible thing to the man who would catch.
Yes.
See? Like a bookman now, them go to eat and use Obia for the blood-clad white people them. And white people run that France. See? Bookman, Jamaican, Obia man. I don't know if you about him.
Yeah, man, Bookman dirty.
Yeah, so Bookman as an Obia man, go and blood clot yeti and use Obia for the rascal French people there. You know, see? No, I prefer be an Obia man because at least me can use Obia as a weapon against white supremacy. But if it now work against white supremacy, and it don't work because me just want to say African retention.
Get a food shop, yes sir.
Rastafari.
Rasta.
Yeah, man.
Grow up here, man. Me I grow up here. Yo.
You see, me understand these, what them call African retention.
Listen.
Them about the place, you know.
Yes, sir.
People look upon it and I say, why? But like if the Virgin Pan tell them, ask me, then how come you say Africa?
Yo, listen.
You know,
yeah,
this is African heritage. And you know what I'm with that. I say, but
no, I mean, all the money and everything there. Me not come around
the African and the domicile and its farmers.
Unless you have money, you know.
And because of things that we see and recognize now, we come with that different thinking. That's how we come up with that. It's not Africans that tell me about Haile Selassie. It's we come up with that for free ourselves and liberate ourselves.
Have video this?
You know, so it's a whole heap of things that we have created in our experience that is of value to us, but not necessarily of an African perspective.
Right.
You see? Right. Because there's a lot of things that is of African perspective that we look like John Henry Clark. John Henry Clark said, alright, so we build pyramid, but we have to know.
Yeah.
You want me to tell you something?
How come African have no train line with the north to the south?
I'm black people.
But if you go to Europe, you can't travel from England to Europe.
Don't tell me no.
Them just make a blown train and now we have travel much. How much I'm saying? Less 2 hours now.
No,
instead of 2 hours and 45 minutes. The train.
The biggest
Europe. Yeah, man, them just open it last week. Come up here, them open it. It 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Like you,
Channel link.
Yeah, 20 minutes quicker now. Oh, no, I don't know what that means come over.
Is it the Eurostar?
Yeah, so what may I say now?
You don't know me.
Europe do all of that, you know. Europe, you can travel from England, Russia.
Never ever again, let me see that.
And you can, if you are left from Ethiopia to Egypt, it's more expensive than from England to blood-clad Egypt, you know. You didn't know that?
Big man.
Me and my virgin, so we are left Ethiopia, who are got Egypt.
It's closer.
When we check the money, I better we go to blood-clad England and go back to Egypt.
Yeah.
You understand what I say?
Yeah.
So how come we do all these great things, build pyramid, do all of these things, mummify body and them things there, and we can't build blood-clad railroad? See? So that John Henry Clark said. So John Henry Clark said, yes, we can glorify and all that, all these things. Yeah, we build pyramid and say, what we're doing now. See? So when we look at all these African retention now, we say, yes, alright, cut off chicken neck, drink the blood, Spirit blood for ancestors and all them things there. But what the blood clot is doing now?
So the solution is not necessarily repatriation for some people, although repatriation is the main ingredient.
I know everybody have to go to Ethiopia, I mean Africa.
Yeah.
Because somehow we have to take us and do certain things and get all killed too. And somehow we have to live too. But when I say that the intention is not to just blindly take things from Africa because it's African.
Yeah.
Because me understand that ISIS, Horus, and sorry, it's a mythology. I mean, I have a graph it up like how Christian graph of Jesus.
Yeah.
Because we don't know, say, it's how you use, it's what we call metaphor.
Symbology.
Yeah, that's symbolism that is used to deal with human traits, tendencies, you understand?
Yeah.
But if you follow the whole thing, you know, you start to feel, say, ISIS was a real person, and ISIS to really get a man pregnant by laying down on the dead body and all that thing there. You see that it become like Hercules. And so we start make movie right now, it become even more real.
You lose the meaning.
Yeah, because Hercules and Neptune and all them people that get real, you know, Zeus and all them things there. And them say Zeus was an Ethiopian god, you know. You didn't know that?
Yes.
The Greeks.
It's go back to the Ethiopian.
Yeah, man, them say it's just what the gods be.
Ethiopia, the land of our fathers.
No, actually,
no.
He was even Ethiopian god. He went to banquet with
Ethiopians, yes. But the Greeks declare that this is where the gods love to be, you know, in Ethiopia. You know, see, so them symbolize the people, them have dark skin, you know, as the black, the burned faces people, the land of the burned faces. You know, so we become Ethiopians. See, so Ethiopia is a new thing about the place, you know.
True.
Because we've done there for a long time, you know. They don't know about them discover we and the damn Kushite and sort of name.
Ethiopia is a Greek word, isn't it?
Yeah. So what I say is that you have enough African things where me as a modern man as right now wouldn't really want to get into those things. Because if it not benefit we as now in the whole science and technology and development of where it's not talk about modernization and all that. It's not work. We can't just say it and do it to African thing.
We don't know that.
Okay?
Yeah,
So we're African because it's African. It must represent something.
So when you look
economic power,
economic power is the biggest power, you know.
If you look for us right now, though, it's most of the young people things like that. Even the adult them don't really have them kind of things in our mind as a population, really. I mean, why is that not the case? I mean, from your point of view, especially when we still are being afflicted in a way, because even in England, there's still a lot of complaints coming from the community about they now get this or they not get that or they not progress to this point or that or our youth them is doing this or that. In America, over 1 million black men is in prison or 2 million now.
More prisoners than England, than America, than China.
Yeah, so and the majority of them is black. So with all of these things going on, and why is it that we still, a majority of us, because only a minority of us think about rebuilding what our ancestors have done?
Yeah, but even though we think it, we don't do it.
Because we
don't always do it.
that we need to have a voice on the stage, on the world stage.
I can answer that now. It's the first time Rastaman wouldn't sit down and talk about issues like over here we are talking about issues. So there's something that is happening to change the psyche that make Rastaman start to talk about Kemet and Ethiopia on a different level. You understand? So with the start out, and I say that you have that, you know. And most Rastaman with me know now. In born God. He must show yourself that you have God now.
Yes.
So you move it from one stage to the next. This is an evolution of thinking, evolution of thought. You understand? I like that television a while ago. When I used to hear about Africa, it's like a dream. And now me there in England, I say, "Come here, go Ethiopia now." I just go Ethiopia. We come back, you understand? So there's certain things that did look ridiculous when we did start out, but now it's not really ridiculous again because we are evolved into certain thought and even structure. And it looked like say it not happen, but things are happening. I have to just pace yourself out. With those who know and those who know what to do, you have to just keep doing it. You have to just keep doing it, no matter how the thing look away. Just keep doing it because if you know say the right path, you know, it's Africa redemption you are dealing with, you know. And if you know say Africa is the redemptive force and energy that we are working with, you know, we could just go and work with it no matter how the thing look You see? And that know that really suggests say all those who know
Do.
just go and do what you do. You know, see, just go and do what you do. All those who know what you do. Because see, we could have said, boy, not now, boy, oh, look how Rasta now in school and look at Rasta. Yeah? But Rasta couldn't go up and play. There was a time in Jamaica to blow bad when Rasta couldn't even walk on the street. Them cut off the locks until you dirty Rasta and all them things there. Man never even know say have Rasta woman first time. Because Rasta woman never be seen. Now we say a Rasta man a liar, doctor, Indian chief. We say Rasta woman a teach, picnic. Ballet picnic where picnic, that's what you're supposed to if you have a woman. If you have a woman and you go out here to rat, that mother curse you, curse she, curse you, and take call police. Now it's a Rasta in a university and lecture people picnic who don't like Rasta. But them have a curriculum now and study Rasta. Right? What Rasta this, Rasta that, and them say, boy, right now, if I find Mutabaruka, I'm make you listen. Call him a university. We can explain all of this, like call Miguel, or call IMB, or call. You understand? So, it may look like nothing really now happen, and it look like it's a digress and everything, but if you look for where I'm going, it's really a progress, and me really give thanks to it, you know, because I know when me start, things it really look fuck up. Yeah. I tell you, when we did start, remember me, I come out of my yard, man, and I have the Bible, man. And I have to take the Bible and push through the window and walk around with the Bible, because I never want my mother to see me carry the Bible. Because she knows how the church me I go. I can't try to meet me, I go with the Bible. You know see? And them time that we have put all tape, red, gold and green on the front of the Bible. You know see? And we know how out of the book, that's the way you go in, you Rasta meet and everything, like, she costs you. So you have to hide it. You see? Yeah. No. Me and my mother cool friend. When my mother used to tell me, say, boy, I light bill, and me have born out I light bill because she thinks a poor she can't pay a light bill. You understand? I will not change the world because the same poem them when me used to write, and I leave them light them. And them poem they don't make me reach as well.
Yes.
I ever see that happen again.
The same Martin Plano, we used to sit down a back a wall, and when Bob Marley and the man they come and them show them certain reasoning, and the same Bob Marley, you know, when them take fight, monks never one super.
Yeah, record this.
You understand?
Yeah,
the same Bob Marley, you know, when them say, him song is the song of the millennium. Him album is the song of the
Bald-head Rasta them bigger than you.
The same
no bald-head Rasta bigger than you.
The same Rasta man where Bonawilla say, in the beginning was one concept, and that was the concept of I am the black heart man. Don't go near him. I am the black heart man.
Yo, tell him to stop talking fraud.
Children afraid I am. You know that tune there? You know that tune there? You know that tune there? No. Yeah, man.
He's mad, isn't he? He's on drugs.
Man. We are listening to man. Yeah, man. Bonawilla have an album named The Black Heart Man. It's the most classical reggae album. And on that album, we have a tune named The Black Heart Man. Because first time Rasta man say black heart man, don't go near him. In the poem say, in the song him say, that's the black heart man, don't go near him. Because even lion fear him.
Yes.
And then say the beginning was one concept and that was the concept of I. You understand? So what may I say? The black heart man, where did have time for them time become a crowd now?
Yes, sir.
Because now we say, bully for people out there a lot, I'll bat him man a lot.
Yes.
You know see? But this is something they did afraid at one time. Them never want you pick. If you couldn't go in your house with lads. Not to mention a little red, gold and green thing. Now we see a bikini with red, gold and green. You see this red.
Yeah,
you call that Japanese 100,000 blood clot. Japanese like, yeah. All this blood clot. You know see. So things are happening. Things are happening. Because a white boy right now magazine said Rastafari has influenced. In 70 years of Rastafari, it has influenced more people on earth than the three major religions in its 70 years. Maybe it's because of media and things, but we don't know. But we just show how a country that is 52 miles wide and 140 miles long influence the whole world. That when the Berlin Wall lick down a Bob Marley song, them a play. You understand? Marcus Garvey influenced all Mao, all Churchill, quote Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey have 20 million people in my organization all over the world. I know if you go to a certain people still see liberty halls or flourish all over the place. See? So we understand and we know say It a crawl.
It'd be good to connect.
But there's a little fable by a brother named Aesop. You know what Aesop? Yeah. He might talk
Aesop's
about
fables.
the race, the rabbit. You see it? And he must have moved and said, no, the race is not for the sweet. The battle for the strap, but the zoo can endure to the end. So you see, two universities are going here, say, blood clam, can't get black people too fool, yeah, I can't bother with that. Because see, just go do all that thing. You could do there with that, sorry, keep that, sorry, I'm sorry, but, no, but when I say,
but you see, etiquette kind of ground us don't even speak though.
But when I say no, is that within the context of that, it doesn't look like nothing now really happened.
Yes.
Because remember I said the rabbit just sit down now and catch it and eat all them carrots and I said, John, nah, reach out for now and go jump and sleep. And look at all of that. And just pass him and just win the race. So you see, if you ask a question like what you ask now, and another man he just said, boy, that's true, you know. Why not now go on there, man? I better just go and do it. Get all this black people thing, black this and black that. Cannot now. You see black people fool. Look what they make white people do them, and you have to get but you know they are too. You have to see your position, you have to look what they
part of the same sickness.
Yes. So it's the struggle, man. Until death, man. And we have presidents who set up that. We have Steve Biko, we have Marcus Garvey, Patrice Lumumba, Kwame Nkrumah. You understand? We have all of these people that presidents were set already. So we have to just go on the footsteps because it wasn't them man there who would not come to us and the more who's climbing the ladder. There's a ladder, you know.
How you see Fidel?
Fidel has gone and do what I do, you know. Fidel has do what I do. It's better than most of the leaders of the Caribbean right now because no AIDS and no crime and no this and that and free education, free medical this and that.
I say why when them come to Jamaica and try for help, how come we just kind of did
Why? You see, you know, you see we love America, you know. So we don't want to be seen like we're too close to America.
What you got?
To Cuba.
To Cuba, sorry.
We don't America not giving nothing.
Grant, them give aid.
And when a man go educate the people. And them get all the aluminium if you know the Boston man, they give them free now.
So that thing now, I know say I thought that we just called me a while ago. They shall come and show tomorrow. But Bridging, it's a lifelong struggle this thing I am, man. And we have to follow a certain man. And to death, them man they never give up. And things get worse them time that you know, see, as we are saying, Marcus Garvey in a worse situation. So Marcus Garvey comes through and said the things that were him say in the 20s.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Look at Marcus Garvey alone, Rasta. Marcus Garvey come say what he must say and set up an organization.
He was saying that when people we were being persecuted openly.
What you mean, man?
Lynching us and tar and feather
and cut off all your balls and eat it and all them rats today.
But man, I meet with the clan when them man they used to just round me up.
And that's in the 20s. You know, see, and the man they never give up. Look at Haile Selassie. Haile Selassie lose him throne. Lose him throne. Them spray poison gas all over Ethiopia. And the same day when he left and the same day he come back, still Emperor of Ethiopia. You understand? So it's not a give up thing. Not a give up thing, man. You have to keep doing it. Repetition. You know what I'm saying? If you keep repeating and life become true. The only weapon we have is repetition. You know? Because you know the Virgin said them have we have unorganized truth and them have organized lie. So it's like unorganized truth that fight against organized lie.
And the brothers are saying no, we can't use that.
You know, see, we have to recognize that, you know,
it's something else.
It's true, we are working. I flat to say, good over evil.
And we still don't.
And I good over evil. And we see the evil now, we know the evil. You know, and any extremity is not extreme. And some you see it, you know. God, to you a man, I say, why that extreme?
Extreme is it's a new term now.
Yeah, man, you're too extreme.
A lash out.
Yeah, you're too extreme, you know. But I can't do that, you know, but I'm too extreme. You're too extreme.
Yeah.
His aggression never used against the black man.
All the while, man.
What do you think? Sorry, go on. I didn't mean to put you.
him just aggressive, him violent.
Yeah, you're violent.
And the most violent of person is the one where I come blame you know.
Yeah.
And for him violent, you don't see it so openly because when camouflage it, when man destroy a country, or a race, or a nation, or robbing people.
Yeah.
We don't see it as
environment, they must destroy the environment.
Yeah. And we see it as we see it as knowledge and enlightenment.
Organized lie, man, and fight against unorganized truth.
Well, the latest thing when my spirit, my sister asked her a question.
When the other day I was reasoning with some people, some brothers, and we were asking a question about why don't black people support, like here in England, support other black businesses. You go to an Indian man and everybody else, somewhere like Soho Road, we didn't take it on Soho Road earlier, full of black people, but Asian shops, and about 2 black shops. So I was saying that I think is, due to this kind of slave mentality that we still have, this lack of love and self-hatred, and we want to see each other prosper. But they didn't agree. They said that's redundant. You can't use that no more in 2000.
Is why.
Pardon?
What them say it is why
they just said it's something to do with us, that there's something in us that just don't want to see each other progress. It's not a slavery thing. It's just something in the inside of us. But I said no. You have to look at the history. Do you get me? Look at the history. They say, well, even in Africa you do it. Even in Africa they go to Africa. One of them lived in Africa for a few years. If you're just saying it's just a part of our nature that we need to acknowledge, but you can't just say because of slavery. There's something more than that. If you can go to a predominantly black area and there's Asian people, Asian businesses in those areas, and 1 or 2 black shops, and everybody goes to the Asian shop, that there's something more than just saying.
Go to the Chinese shop.
Yeah. But the blacks go to everybody's shop, but the black shop. Yeah, and totally enrich them.
Edwin Nichols.
You know what I mean? So he's like, what on earth is even when we had the riot the other day with the black girl, with the sister that got raped in the Asian shop, and riot from how much? 3 black men, 4 black men dead
2 days.
in that riot, but
and about 3 arrested.
Because of the fighting with the Asians. Everybody still went back inside the shop. After they did that.
Shop where the sacrilegious act took place.
And even if it never take place.
So what the question about that? What I'm saying about it?
So she's saying that.
No. Where the man we mentioned a while ago?
Edwin Nichols.
Edwin Nichols. He said that basically Asians actually teach to them people race first. Indians actually teach it to their youth race first.
But do you think that it's because we have a slave mentality that we don't support each other?
I don't think it's just a slave mentality. I think it's what's going on right now in the present day. I think it's we have been caught up in the fantasy of that the white man is selling to us, and that fantasy a lot of our people is not selling that.
Slave mentality.
It's the man them are selling it, so we go to them. How many of us have beauty queen? How many black men have beauty queen shops on the high road?
But don't you think it's strange? Some Asians, if you look at all the hair shops, they're all owned by Asian men.
Yeah.
You never go in there and see an Asian woman.
Right.
Pure Asian men.
They don't allow.
But they call them beauty queens and put a black woman on the front. Queen of elegance, they put a black woman on the front. And it's pure Asian men.
Asian of this game, the biggest ear controller was a black man in London called Dyke and Dryden. And Mr. Dyke was such an arsehole because he's slavery. Rather than him set up his own people, him become a millionaire, got a knighthood, and him allow the Indian to take over. That's it. Yes. So him get that.
Yeah, but don't you think it's strange? In an area like this, Birmingham, 1 million people live in Birmingham. 56,000 black people live in Birmingham, so they say. And all of the hair shops, 95% of them are owned by Asian men. How do you feel as black men? As black men, how do you feel about that? As the other men come into your community and cater to your women,
No, but what
to the needs of your women.
It's bigger than that. The industry start.
No. Of course, you feel away.
It's a
of
big
course,
industry.
I feel away, right? And I feel embarrassed as well, right? But historically, one has to look at the construct of the society. One has to look at how our parents come here, what they did, right? And what we did. On an historical base. When our parents come here, them wanted a house, the Indian man, and them cause the Indian man said the Indian man walk barefoot and with no clothes, while the Indian man has saved and built his thing. He also had a culture and a religious foundation to keep him. He also economically spend his finance amongst himself, right? So one of the things we destroy is the God what we worship, right? And the things that we
But not only that, the biggest.
Alright.
The one thing about it though, but the Indian have love of self, and that's one of the things that we as a people, some of us don't have. Love of self. Because if you look at it, when a woman go to beauty queen and buy,
but you have some people who say that they're conscious and still don't support the black businesses. How much money does this bookshop make here from the so-called people in the community who say they're conscious?
Well, me buy as much as me can.
You get me? But it's few. I'm saying it's few and far between.
Whatever you have a start. Right? In whatever we have a start. This is the thing we have to realize also, right? Because we all talk the talk, you know. But me say, if me have a money, me have to spread it amongst as much black shop as me can. Right? In me have one food shop there, so me have a little food there, so me have a book shop there, so right? In, and that's how you have to spend.
But maybe things what the black people want not in the black store then.
Yeah.
Well, I
think some of it's that. I think some of it is the price. Some of the women would say you can go into an Asian hair shop and buy black products for £2, and that same black shop will say the same thing for £4, and they're not going to give that extra £2.
I know why. I'm going to tell you something. I show me the dynamics of that. Now is that you see when a China man have a big company, he can get all 90 years credit.
Yeah.
It's when the black man have 30-day credit.
Yeah.
And they also sell the goods. Hold on a second. When they sell the beauty care product, they I know people who go and buy beauty care products, and they say when they go and buy it, they don't get served.
Yeah, for real, it's politics.
When they go to this thing, it's run by not only the Indian but also the Korean. Alright, the Korean is where all the hair comes from. Now all the hair where the black woman is wearing is Korean hair. So what happened now, the Korean realized that there's a market for their hair, and they also realized that there's a market for the hair care product, where the black people make the hair care product. We first made it. What they did, they got our hair care products and then they synthesized it and made a cheaper version. Just like the comb, the pressing comb and all the twist up comb, where you see they even use on top models now. It's black women who invented those. So the Koreans and then the Chinese took that over and make it simpler. American gave them the hair market. So what that means was keep out the black businesses. So part of what's going on.
What do you mean keep out? But it's us that keeps out the black because we don't support. No. Because but if we don't support our own people, then we're automatically preventing our businesses from going forward.
Is it necessarily a black perspective or is it an economical perspective? Because really and truly, when you say when the black man go, him not really get served when them go at the big suppliers and all them something, right? Because the Asian man is there with the biggest amount of money, and that's the man you're gonna see first.
Yeah, exactly.
You understand me? But that's why I want on my books. You understand? Yeah, but that's why I want on my books more than the man who come spend little.
Are you right? You buy more, so you're selling for less.
Yeah, so it could be economic. It's an economical thing as well because economically we're not there. So therefore, right? It's like the playing field is not going to be level because we can't do it economically. We haven't got the clout to go on that stage and say we want X amount for X amount. You know what I mean?
We only don't have the clout because we're not organized.
That's why we're not there. We're not
organized.
I think it's organization.
Here's what now. The sisters, I don't mean to jump in like, look around you. I'm not going to put the sisters down anyway. It's just that when you look at the sisters, them as far as in the community and what they're doing, many of them have a don't care attitude. I just want to do my hair. You know, they don't have no political viewpoint. Many of them don't go like, I'm not going to support this Asian man because he raped a sister in here. They're not thinking like that. So therefore, it's not. It's worked both ways. The sister them have to start thinking politically and economically because they have to start thinking too. It's their head and all the stuff they're doing too.
And in terms of, and they have to start thinking. I guess to a certain extent, it works both ways. I don't go into an Asian hair shop. I couldn't go into an Asian hair shop.
Right? Because
it's cheaper. I could never.
It's cheaper. And that's what they're thinking.
It's 50p cheaper.
That's all they're thinking about. It's cheaper.
It's cheap. Well, I have a tape for you before you leave. I can give you a CD on the black business. So I have a deal. No, in America mainly, but talk about how the black hair. A white boy did a documentary the other day on the black hair. Yeah, and the show they break it down for you, and they interview the sisters on the streets and things. And they said to you, if you have a Korean beauty shop and a black beauty shop right there, and one is selling the product 50 cents cheaper or $1 cheaper, so the black business is not selling it $1 cheaper. The Korean is. Where would you go and buy it? And the girls them say the Korean. All of them say the Korean, so it's weird. We have to get our
But most
daughters
of the red
them
gold and green paraphernalia as them, not correct come from.
Yeah.
in China.
The red gold and green book.
Everybody say them
and
and
them
make a
make that.
fortune. Half a Rasta now make nothing. Me tell you blood. Me go down a one shop and see some Marley things and some this and some Biggie and everybody else and make money off of black people except black people. You know what I mean?
But whose fault is that? Again, isn't that our responsibility?
We don't copyright.
Isn't that our fault? It can't be other people who just see an opportunity and just grab it. Do you know what I mean? If you're not doing certain things and other people do it, we can't blame them.
But you can't blame yourself because it's
You
a
have
man
to,
getting your
to a certain extent. You have
getting
to.
your mind right in, and actually reorientate you a certain way, right in. Because you have to realize, we as a set of people who really hate ourselves. Seriously hate yourself. It's only when you reach Rasta you begin to find a kind of self-love.
When you reach who, Rasta? I'm not a Rasta.
No, hold on, I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Just on an imagery basis me I talk about, right? Because you see, black people, right, try to put themselves as looking at anyone else but themselves. You know what I mean? We want to look like everybody else. Whatever we got, we don't want. We want what someone else have. That's why people can manipulate our thinking and our thought.
It's easy to manipulate somebody like that.
You know what I mean?
Who don't have a sense of
But
self.
where do we take responsibility for the predicament that we're in? When do we begin to say, okay, right, that's like that?
No,
The buck stops with us.
No, me say we have to do it, right? We have to change the situation. But me not take no responsibility for nothing because I know me did get me in this position, right? Me never go take no boat and take my ancestor from Africa, right? So him have the responsibility. Whether him like it or not, him have it. And he ain't gonna throw that buck on me.
He has the responsibility to get you. The white man has the responsibility to get you out of the situation you're in.
Hold on, me say. Him have the responsibility about what the black people, their mentality I go through. Me, I do what me can do for help my black people to go through where them I go through.
Well, that's you taking up your responsibility.
Right, see?
Because you haven't eaten all day, have you, Muta?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
so
right?
we have to take on responsibility.
No facts.
And it's we responsible. We are responsible for changing our condition right now.
It's just as natural as
You're the
that,
only
man.
one who can change
You
our
know
It's
what I
as
mean?
natural as that, blood.
Nobody
The
thank
first
you.
law life.
Thank you.
But
You
what
don't
I
have to
realized
sell.
is
The
that
first laugh like
keeping in line with what you're
man.
saying, what I realize that other races know how to make money off us. I think everybody's done with the program that the blacks.
They look for
they're
all the thing
gullible.
about Jesus.
Yeah,
Why
they're
people
not-
don't make money off of Jesus? You know, we don't know if we make money off of Jesus.
But you see, we know if we make money off of Haile Selassie.
Only some of the people.
No, we don't.
Only some of
We
the
don't make money off of Jesus. Every time I come to the boy, you make money off of Jaya.
No, as you said,
Some of us do
White man start making money off
like
already.
the TDJs.
White man make more money to Selassie than black man already. You
By
understand
people.
me?
We don't know nobody make more money than Bob Marley.
Oh, so Selassie? You know where the UN come from? Where the big UN, the United Nations, where the map come from?
Chris Blackwell never make more money than Bob Marley.
I mean, no, I mean, I say, Rastaman make no for money out of Selassie.
More than the United Nations?
No, but UN and Rasta come up. I don't understand. I don't understand
What did it come from Selassie with the legal nations in Africa? And then them
What's some water?
morph it
No,
into
no,
the
no,
United
no.
Nations after.
Huh?
It was Selassie, him organized the League of Nations.
No, man, that's not organized the League of
Who's
Nations. Last time, go and plead to the League of Nations. Last time, and Kwame Nkrumah start the OAU.
Yeah,
The
Organization of
African
African
Unity.
yeah.
No, not the League of
But isn't that where the United Nations concept come out of?
No, the League of Nations come from. The League of Nations. No. The League,
no,
the League of Nations is the European. Is the forerunner of the United Nations. The OAU is an organization that Kwame Nkrumah has set up for bring African governments together. And the forerunner of the OAU now is the AU. You see, them have the AU and the OAU. But the League of Nations was first as white people set up that. And I just go plead to them because Italy was part of the OAU, part of the
The League of Nations.
was part of the League of Nations. And him was also part of the League of Nations. So him go to the League of Nations to tell these big countries, say, look what them are do to a lesser country. They must do something about it. And after that happened now, the League of Nations crash. And then they now come again now and start now one name, the United Nations. But the OAU now is a separate total thing, it's an African thing.
That is more like a United States of America kind of thing.
Yeah, so them have the AU,
Yeah.
African Union, which now them vanquish the OAU now and start the AU.
Yeah.
You see, organize
Which
the
I
African
think
unity.
some Rasta have some problem with that, because them say His Majesty start the OAU.
So people just go on with
Go
that.
on with OAU, but I think AU is better when I think about it, because OAU is an Organization of African Unity, where the AU is just African Union.
Because when they say the
Which comes
organization's
from
already
like a
been done.
country.
The organizations, because Europe
Yeah.
did it, but they started with the European Economic Community.
Yeah.
When economic unity was achieved, then become the European
Yeah,
Community,
which is
the
good.
EC, and then them change it now to the
EU.
No, it's
But was it
EU now,
always
European
Yes,
Union.
EU,
Yeah, EU now. It was EEC,
Wasn't always
then
an even
EC.
European community though.
Huh?
And it wasn't always
No,
even
man,
though.
it's
No,
Yeah,
when the
yeah,
match come
yeah,
together and
yeah, it's
economically, and
Yeah.
so everything, so they're going to be a world power now.
But that was set in place a long time ago. It's not like you see something manifest now and you think, okay, they've started here and they've arrived there. But to arrive there, they would have started a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know, and they've got
It's
shaped in different
Yeah, but you see
fashions.
what they've
That's what
cut out
we're not
now.
doing.
What they've cut out now is the war thing. Europe can't go to war amongst itself again. Them too much lacking
Yeah, they're brothers,
politically,
aren't they?
economically,
They're smart.
everything.
Yeah,
you know
they
what I mean?
tribal
They don't-
wars,
It would be a civil war.
Yeah.
Do you understand me?
Tribal
It would be a
wars.
civil war.
Yeah.
Well, it was attempted the other day and them decided to go crash it in the Balkan.
The Kosovo and European.
Yeah, no, they're joining up.
Not politically.
But they were.
Well, Russia is part of Europe.
But Europe
not
is mad at them, you know.
politically.
Europe is mad
I
at
said some
them.
plane in a British place yesterday.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, Russia, yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's Muller.
king-
Oh,
he's
you
a-
know,
he's a-
you know,
Guy,
his
because
name
he
is
paid
Mutter.
them.
Okay.
It's fine.
They're coming down, they're coming down. Reading that
No,
outside.
because of that Litvinenko
Come out
thing.
of that quick.
It's because of that Litvinenko went
I delivered
and
the
remember,
beat, you know.
Britain expelled so much and
I think man Mandela sold it out, man.
Who?
Winnie got sold on the river.
I think Mandela sold out for real.
Yeah, she got sold on the river.
Mandela do. Mandela forgive all the whites and divorce his wife.
But things that I saw a bit of a road to me, well, I'm mad.
Well, that's what he said.
Because you can make it what you want then.
As soon as he's
That's
ready.
That's why martyrs are powerful, because
We're very
people can
close.
mold a martyr into whatever they want.
Yeah.
And there can be no dispute. But him living out to
No
know.
problems. No problems.
You know what I mean?
No problems. Alright.
Then let him go and make everything. We say if Mandela ever season in South Africa, man, the stock market go down, man.
Me find African politics when me da look. I don't know if everyone know Joshua Nkomo.
He be good,
What
but
was-
he become my man.
Yeah. You why me say that is Joshua.
Brian Koeman, them.
Joshua could have make a war. Can you remember when they want to turn him? You remember when they want to turn him against Mugabe?
Yeah.
Cause they tried to turn him, and Zimbabwe is the one country you know really turn on itself. They might try with this Mag and Chandarai as well.
Yeah.
Because they know say a war set back the country 25 years, you know, economically. So that what Joshua Nkomo did is like say him just joined Mugabe's party instead, which no one has ever done that. And next man say I want to be the leader rather than say well look, it no matter who are leader as long as the people them are gonna be better off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's all we need to say.
But Mugabe should have do what him do long time.
Yes,
It take too
yes,
long
yes,
to do
yes.
To do it,
That's why we
and
have
then-
pressure, you know.
Yes.
See, when they strike the iron didn't hot them,
Yes,
they strike
yes,
it from them time.
yes,
eh.
yes.
You know, but they didn't do it too late, Rasta.
But him look like him do it
How wide
haphazard
and
too.
everything, you know. Where the man, where the brand name Acton, where the name Acton now. Power corrupt, absolute.
Yeah.
That's socialist. That's
Where the name Acton the name.
No man, wasn't that Stalin or one of the
Acton,
people?
man, Acton with them name Acton, I don't know
In
Acton.
London?
Yeah, man, Acton. No, him say power corrupt.
Absolute
corrupt,
Yes,
absolute.
yes, it did
Acton,
not.
That was a
There was
judge.
a parliament.
That was a law lord. He was a law
Acton,
lord.
man.
Him said that power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. That's why they have the separation
So
of
we are
power
saying
in
now,
politics.
within the levels now, Mugabe get himself to that thinking, you know, him get me power corrupt. Absolutely. Because even though we love him though, but he is not my favorite leader. You know, me like him though still, you know, my favorite leader in Africa.
Who's your favorite?
So you said Steve Biko. Why? Why
No,
Steve
Steve
Biko?
Biko, my
Living.
leader. Eh?
Why?
Living leader.
Right there, so the whole.
Yeah. That's what happened. There's
Not
not
one. People find one in blood.
And you know, me was said, me was look on all Gaddafi, you know, but It's the Arab
Yeah. Me too.
I invade them, man.
The
Yeah.
Arab thing get me nervous.
Trust him. You can't trust him.
But they can't trust him.
You can't trust him.
You can see
Why you
the
want to
Freemason
come?
Arab.
Why you want to
Sign them
come?
fast, my man.
do the Africa Unite
Say, boy, I could get rid of the border
I
there.
say unite
But
Africa.
we forget about the border there because white people put the border there.
Yeah, that would be a
We
good
can
thing.
raise up the AU.
But that would be a
and
good thing
set
for
up
the Arabs.
something, but
It would be.
it's like
Like
they're
we are
cutting
cutting
out
out
the
the
Arab
Arab
country.
and can make
They're more organized.
Islam can come in
But
even
we should have
further.
our own game. We
Without
should
that,
say yes,
no.
but have our
Ah,
own
them
game.
enslaved black people.
No, yes, but have our own
Yeah,
game.
yeah,
We
yeah.
need to have our own
And
game
them
ready.
still are enslaved to this
Because
day.
that me say, why did that madman they give up the nuclear bomb anyway? When the white man them
You
built
mean
it?
on South Africa?
Yeah. When them build it for you.
Well, they have to give that out to you know because the United States say who have bomb and who don't, really. So if you have bomb and you're not supposed
They
to have
weren't
it,
gonna
you
stop
are
that
going to
anytime.
raise a big.
But yeah,
massive
people never
thing.
have it and them still get fucked. So, you know, but they have it.
But they have it for real, but you say,
Because
I know if you're going to start to
So them
come.
never have it. They get
But
fucked.
what? Who have it? Carry have it and say. And Carry say.
Tell him, say him have
Him
it.
say, me come at
And
you.
test it too.
Yeah. And say what?
And they could
Korean
have
and Joe.
Carrier say, we come at you first. Them say no, we go pay you some money. So the Carrier don't know, them have the Carrier pulling for money. They say, them put down them money, but Carrier now put it down.
Iran, I look like him all have it too, but them a plan a little thing around the corner there. You know, but Iran look like him know them a do still.
Well, if Pakistan have it, Iran I go get it.
Aye.
Come get them,
Well, if Israel have it, then you know.
Well, I don't see no reason why any country should have that bomb there, to tell you the truth.
No, well, if
the argument what them have right redundant, them say is a deterrent. But
Yeah, but we
Saddam
need
Hussein
some bombs
drops
anyway.
upon Israel who have nuclear bombs, so it's not a deterrent, no.
Yeah.
That's what man's supposed to see first and foremost.
For real.
It's no longer a
No,
deterrent.
no, but we know that. But
It is a deterrent.
Oh, and Saddam Hussein without nuclear
it's not-
technology
it's a
go
deterrent, man.
link Israel. If it's a deterrent, how come Saddam Hussein took Scud missiles, which is virtually useless in terms of accuracy
because
and weight
America tell
and linked
no,
a
because
country with a nuclear technology?
It's war, man.
Alright, you probably know better. But never tell me that from backwards. Remember, a condition
Finish up what you're saying, because you had to
If you want to tell Aviv, go see where the squad them to Tel Aviv.
Alright then,
So you want to know say that America pull back Israel, you know.
Yes.
America pull the chain, you know, and tell them for yo, don't do it. You understand?
They don't think Israel want to drop a bomb on Iran,
But
alright?
anytime anybody use nuclear bomb, that's why it's not a deterrent.
All
Anybody who uses
America
the World War
alone
III.
nuclear bomb
Yeah, man.
on people, you know.
And you know something? Yeah, that is not a deterrent. They know
Anybody who use
such
it
they know such thing as a deterrent.
All China, when them know about trouble China level, you know how much trouble
They can't trouble China.
have the
What,
biggest
billion people?
human rights
A billion
Yeah.
people?
problem.
Violation.
Yeah.